everybody, I'm Samri, and today's video is going to be about my journey through this ankle surgery. It's been about 7 months since then. I grew up my whole life doing Taekwondo, and when I was about 19, I decided that I wanted to get competitive with it. Which is a little later on than I would have liked, but you know, that's life. About 2 years ago, I had an ankle injury while I was preparing for the World University Games. And as stubborn as I am, I decided to just push through it, not go see the doctor, which is a really big mistake that you should never do, by the way. So I kept training and I competed, and 2 years later, I realized I couldn't keep competing because I couldn't kick, much less stand or walk anymore. So it was time to have surgery on the 2 ligaments that I had torn. Surgery was a really big decision for me because I had been trying to avoid it for so long. I didn't want to have surgery. I tried every single thing possible that I could do to avoid surgery. But I had 2 competitions that really made my mind up because I went out there not feeling like I could even walk or kick. And through my stubbornness, I decided that I wanted to try and do it anyway. But I ended up losing, and that really hit me pretty hard. So I decided that it was time to suck it up and to try and do something so that I could go back to being the athlete that I wanted to be. So I had the surgery, and luckily I had great people taking care of me. My daddy drew a smiley face on him for me. And throughout the first little part after the surgery, I had a really positive attitude. And I had to do things like go to physical therapy all the time. Way to go, ankle.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't love it because it wasn't what I wanted to be doing, but I knew it was an important part of recovery. I had to do things like relearn how to walk again. Look at me, I'm walking, no hands. Or be pushed around in a wheelchair while I was in a boot. It was honestly a really tough 2 months on me because I felt like I couldn't do a lot of things myself. It just made me feel really down and discouraged. But I kept up my positive attitude, and eventually I was able to go and start relearning how to do things that I wanted to do. For example, relearning how to do a cartwheel. That was crazy and that was super fun. Then there got to be the point where I relearned how to do an aerial. Then there got to be the point where I started being able to kick with one leg. And I started feeling really strong, and I started feeling really good, like I was going to be able to push past this whole injury thing, until I pushed too far. I thought I was ready to go back in full force. I started training 2 to 3 times a day again, which honestly I really shouldn't have been, but you know, as an athlete, you like to push through pain. I got to the point where I couldn't do things again. It was bugging me to try and kick. My foot kept locking up and being really unstable, and even just like walking around was too much. So I had to way taper off of training. So I decided to take a break from Taekwondo. And I thought this would be a good idea so I could focus on things like YouTube, and it was really helpful. I mean, my YouTube channel has grown so much since then, but I was still really frustrated because I wasn't getting any closer to the goal I had set for myself as a Taekwondo athlete. So I realized, and this is kind of a new realization in the past few weeks, that I need to figure out something that's gonna help me go back to being the athlete that I want to be. Before the surgery, I was pretty convinced that having this surgery is gonna help me be stronger and come back as a stronger, better athlete. And I still believe that can happen. But I haven't been very positive this past little bit. You know, whenever I have people approach me, they're like, you know, I love your positive attitude that you're having while you're going through this injury. And I'm just like, yeah. But inside, you know, it's really hurting me because I've been trying to convince myself that I can do all these things and I'll get back to where I am instead of honestly believing it. And when you have an injury like this, when you have an obstacle like this, you have to 100% believe it. You have to be convinced. You have to know that you're gonna be able to surpass this obstacle. And that's not what I've been doing. When you have a goal, like I have a goal of, you know, making the US national team again, you can't let anything get in the way of it. Just because I'm having this surgery and just because I'm struggling with it more than I see other people struggle, that doesn't mean that this is the end. That doesn't mean that I can't still have my goal. So ever since last night, I've had this really positive attitude about, let's try and figure something out so I can keep training, so I can go back to competing like I want to and being the athlete that I want to be. And that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna surround myself with positivity, and I'm gonna instill that confidence that I have in myself to go back to being a competitor. But I wanna share my journey through all this with you guys so I can hopefully help anybody, any of you who's watching this that might be going through an injury like mine, or any kind of injury in the sport that you love, or even any obstacle in life. I really hope that this can inspire you, because that's one of the things that's really important to me through doing this YouTube channel and through doing Taekwondo. So anyway, I'll be sure to share a lot more videos of you from now on and really tell you guys what's going on, because I really haven't been, and I'd love to share it with you guys. You guys are so supportive, and I love that, and I need that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helped you in some way. If you guys liked it, don't forget to subscribe, and I will be posting more videos weekly. Thank you. Bye guys.